right, tonight, Washington has been the site of demonstrations on the war from both sides, so we asked two representatives, both Iraq war veterans, to join us on Hardball Plaza. Pete Hegseth of Vets for Freedom, an organization that supports the war, and Jon Soltz of VoteVets org, an anti-war group of veterans. I want to ask you, first of all, talk about your service, Pete. What did you do in Iraq?
I served in Iraq from 2005 to 2006 with the 101st Airborne Division. I was an infantry platoon leader and a civil affairs officer in Samarra. I worked with the government.
And you were under fire?
Absolutely.
And what was that like?
It's scary, but it's reality. We're fighting a real enemy over there.
John, your action in Vietnam, in Iraq. I'm still Vietnam mentality.
I'm a little too young for that. I served in 2003 with the 1st Armored Division in Baghdad. I worked in transportation convoys in Mahmoudiya, Iraq, going up into Baghdad airport. Obviously a very difficult situation with the asymmetrical battlefield, and it was a situation where convoys that I deployed or that I was on were involved in combat.
Did you get hit at all? Were you under fire?
It took me 20 hours to get into my first ambush in Iraq. 2 RPGs shot at my convoy and one of the trucks blown up that I was on. We had no up-armored equipment, and we were lucky that it went into the back of the truck and not into the cab.
Okay, let me ask you about the war. The president said today that Al-Qaeda, which attacked us 9/11, is still our #1 enemy in Iraq. Is that the way to look at this war? Al-Qaeda attacked us. We went back and have been fighting them in Iraq. Is that the way to look at it?
The way we have to look at the war now is who we are fighting in Iraq today. It is Al-Qaeda.
But many Americans believe that Iraq attacked us on 9/11. Is that correct?
No, they didn't. But the reality we have to face is the enemy we're fighting in Iraq today, which is Al-Qaeda. I saw it in Samarra firsthand. I saw the propaganda. They want to win there. They believe they can win there.
What is their goal there?
Their goal is to create up a caliphate, an Islamic state where they can have a haven to fight us.
Okay, how did the Al-Qaeda, who are Sunni, set up a caliphate state when 4 out of 5 people over there are Shia Muslim?
How did they do it in Ramadi? How did they do it in Diyala? How are they doing it in Baghdad? All the places where they've had havens before, they would continue to do if it weren't not for
you
us.
said, just to get this straight, do you and the president believe that Al-Qaeda is taking over Iraq?
I believe Al-Qaeda took over Ramadi.
No, is it taking over Iraq?
It seeks to. It would like to have a haven there.
And you believe that's the danger if we leave, that
Absolutely.
They will take over
We need a government
Iraq.
that can prevent them
John,
from
your
having
view,
a haven.
is Al-Qaeda taking over Iraq, the same people that attacked us 9/11?
When I served in Iraq in 2003, there was absolutely no Al-Qaeda in Iraq. And if there's Al-Qaeda in Iraq now, it's because we're a magnet for them. I mean, George Bush didn't hand necessarily Iraq to Al-Qaeda. He handed it to Iran. And you have a Shia militias, which 2 of them, which are controlled by Iran, which are the largest threat to stability inside Iraq and long-term in the Middle East, that are aligned with Hezbollah and are a danger to Israel. So George Bush has not only empowered Iran, he's emboldened the enemies inside of Iraq. He's let Osama bin Laden get away. And everybody in this crowd right here wants to capture or kill Osama bin Laden, and George W. Bush let him off the hook 4 years ago.
So are we agreeing on the facts here that the Al-Qaeda element came into Iraq after we got there?
Sure they did, but the reality, we can play history all we want.
No, the longer we stay there, do the number of people in Al-Qaeda grow or become lesser? Are there more Al-Qaeda there every year?
If we stop them from growing
I'm asking you. You got to answer these questions.
But there won't be if we finish this strategy.
Because if we stay 4 more years, will there be many times more Al-Qaeda?
It depends on the strategy we implement, and General Petraeus has the right one right now. Progress is happening. Sectarian violence is down.
Is the number of Al-Qaeda in that country growing right now?
There's no way to know, but I know their influence is very high. They might have 10% of people, but 80 to 90% of the suicide bombings that are happening are done by Al-Qaeda.
But you agree that both of you, that Al-Qaeda came in there because we were in there?
Absolutely. They want to kill Americans. They want to defeat us.
I don't believe the links are even very strong. I mean, what you have in Al-Qaeda in Iraq is someone who stole a brand name. It's like Ford Motor Company.
All you have to do
Al-Qaeda, according to the last,
are they
90% of this Al-Qaeda in Iraq is Iraqis. I mean, they bred up. The worst thing that could happen to Al-Qaeda in Iraq is for the U.S. to pull back, because the Shia militias that are controlled by Iran, that have control of Iraq, will kill them.
There we go. The worst thing that could happen.
Absolutely destroy them.
The worst thing
George W. Bush surrendered to Al-Qaeda 5 years ago when he decided to take his eye off the ball.
Let me ask you a question, Let's assume that we have President Bush is in office to the end of his term, which we all expect will happen. Hope it will happen. That's his job. It's his right to be a president till the end.
So.
Imagine we get another hawkish president there who wants to do the same thing as he does. Follow with his policies, okay? How many years of American troop presence in Iraq, of say over 100,000 troops, will it take, as you see it, to meet the objective of getting rid of Al-Qaeda in Iraq? How many years? Roughly.
History will judge us.
No,
it's not about when we leave.
No, we have to make the decisions now. No, we have to make these decisions. How long will it take?
These decisions have to be left to generals that want to win in Iraq, not to politicians on Capitol Hill who want to win re-election in 2008. We've got General Petraeus fighting this war in Baghdad right now with the right strategy. We've got politicians on Capitol Hill trying to undercut
the military
him.
should decide how long we stay in Iraq.
No.
The military should decide how long
they need to fight the tactics.
George W. Bush is destroying Iran's forces
So you say politicians elected in this country shouldn't decide how long we stay in Iraq?
They should decide how we go, but they don't decide how to fight it.
Should they decide how long we stay there?
Ultimately, yes, but they need to give the generals the opportunity
I believe in the Constitution of the United States and the civilians.
You say generals should decide.
I believe in the civilians that control the military, but George W. Bush didn't listen to the generals who went into Iraq. General Shinseki testified we need 250,000 troops. We had one peacekeeper for every 5 civilians in Kosovo. Now you've got 26 million Iraqis and 150,000 American troops. Adding 20,000 more is like spit in the ocean. It's kind of like the rain on here right now.
Okay, let me ask you simply, as both soldiers,
there's a real difference happening in Baghdad right now.
Thank you both for your service to the country. And in all due respect, Pete, I want to give you a minute here.
Sure.
How big a job is it to eradicate al-Qaeda in Iraq? Roughly, how many years will it take?
There's no way to put a years on it. It's going to take more than most people would want. I want to bring everybody
20
home
years?
too. Not 20 years. General Petraeus has the right strategy in Baghdad. We're taking it to the heart of the enemy, and we took it to them in Anbar. We're doing it in Diyala. We're doing it in Baghdad. We have the right strategy, and it needs to be the time to it needs time to finish. And you cannot put a DC timeline on what's going on in Baghdad. We really will be judged on what we leave behind.
So the American people should leave it up. So the American people should not make a judgment on this. They should just let the generals take charge.
No, the American people want Petraeus to be given an opportunity.
When did it? You don't think we're having an election next year? Let me ask you, John. When do you think this thing should end, and how should it end?
Well, I want to kill bin Laden, so I think it should have ended yesterday. I mean, I think we need to get our troops out of Iraq so we can go back to Afghanistan and take care of business like we used to. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Enemies in Iraq.
George W. Bush surrendered our military. It's absolutely ridiculous 5 years ago.
Okay, we're going to come right back here on Hardball Plaza. It's raining now. It's not raining in Iraq. We'll be right back.